Everybody, and welcome. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Welcome to the big party. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy yourself. I certainly will. That's just the way it's going to be. Let's get into it, folks. We've got lots of cool stuff. Here we go. Bam! There we are. 5555. That's the official off the YouTube analytics. Now, yesterday we did our live stream, and we were trying to hit 555. We got to 5553 yesterday. We were too short from our second live stream, but overnight we have crushed it. We have crushed it overnight, and really, really huge. So 555 doesn't look beautiful. Now, if you're wondering, if you're new to Hex, of course, you're wondering what we're so excited about 555. Not only does it, it's kind of that if you can gonna stake Hex, the maximum period you can stake is 5,555 days, and of course that's 15.2 years. So that's pretty much a Hex maxi stake there, and we hit the 555s on the subs, so that's pretty cool too. We also got another website that shows all the channels that are under 5,555, and of course there's a decent amount of channels over 5,555, but there's not that many relative to the channels underneath that amount. So it's a pretty cool achievement, and now just migrated into the big boys club there. So onwards and upwards. I guess 10,000 is the next level to go, right? 10,000. So it's going to be a bit of a journey to there. But of course, when Pulsechain comes, everything's going to absolutely blow up for all those content creators out there that are consistent. Their channels would absolutely blow up leading into it and afterwards as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so let's go 555. It's a pretty number, and I hope you guys enjoy that. We got a couple other stuff in the house as well. We got Hex Down Under. I did a nice, cool little picture, so we're going to have a look at that. Oh, sorry, Dave Down Under, did that, and it was really cool. Congratulations, Suitman and Hex Token. Welcome to the 5555 club. So pretty cool. Purpose fuels passion. Very nice. And of course, on Twitter, there were tons and tons of nice thank yous, and on YouTube as well. I've gone through all those comments and replied to those. So thanks very much, everyone, for that. So very, very cool. Yeah, very nice there. So cool. We got silver daggers in the house there. We're also climbing up in the members on Discord too, which we're up to 653, heading up towards 700 now. So that's very cool. If you haven't joined Discord, join it, and so forth. Let's get into the chat. We've probably got a few people in the chat there, but very, very cool number as well. So liking it a lot. The 555's looking really good. We're going to get straight into a lot of the prices and stuff like that, but I want to go through a list of thank yous. So a lot of people want to thank channel members, Hexforce One, Jimbo Sticks, CJ. We've got Hap as well, Luke Fry, Heinz Crypto, of course, a syndicated YouTube channel here on Hex Token Discord, and of course Matt and Barley as well. Big shout out to you. Crypto Newbie as well, Hexy GT, Davis, Hexakin Papa, and of course Lies Beneath the Truth, always in the house with the ultimate strategy. Appreciate that. Hex, PLS and PLSX, way to go. Visional as well, Chris Bacon, of course, J Judge, Get Hex, Name, Ace, Wamsy, Great White, of course, James Bond, Craig Whiting, another content creator in our Discord syndicate, and of course we've got SKB, the first ever channel member, SKB. Big shout out to you. Appreciate that. And of course, Cone Borgs, Hex God Turtle, Fat Sammy. And of course, Fat Sammy does so much in the community on Discord and so forth. So big shout out to Fat Sammy. Robbio, Eric Crypto, Bob Wells, of course, Morris, NZ, of course, all these names you know. Tin Top as well. What's up, Tin Top? Angus Brute, Brownie, of course. Always good to see Brownie in the hammock. Sandy Beach. The girl next door with the golden blonde hair. Welcome. Thanks, Sandy Beach. Jay Pond as well. Salmon SB. Brian, of course. It's now who's our ultimate moderator in the chats and Discords and things like that. So thank you so much as an awesome community leader, Brian. And of course, Frank Nye, Sinful Believer, and John Carreri. So big thanks out to everybody. And of course, all the subscribers, over 5,555. Very, very cool. And of course, what else we got going on there? We've got we go to the analytics. We're already up to 5577. So we're already climbed up quite a bit from here. So very nice, as we say, very nice. What's that? Another 27 or something like that. That's pretty good. So very cool. Thanks very much. Let's get into the chat and say hello to everybody. Then we're going to get straight into the Hex crypto charts and Icosa results for day 7. We're going to get straight into all that. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. BDC says, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much so. Hey, Wookie says, Wookie's back from the pool, ready for the 555 party. Hey, Wookie, good to see you in the house. Dave Down says, congrats, Suitman, on joining the 555 club. I hope you saw my pick on Discord. Yeah, well, we looked at that. That was very, very cool. And that's this one here. That is looking really, really cool. I appreciate that. Purpose fuels passion. I love it. So that's very nice. We got Wookie as well. 5555 says Brennan. Jim Rat Crypto in the house, also killing it out there amongst the content creators. So big shout out to Jim Rat Crypto, and Lau's in there too. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well deserved, and congrats, Lau. I appreciate that. And 555 says get Hex. Congratulations, Suitman. I appreciate that one too. Granddad says congratulations, Ted Nelson. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you, Ted. Ancient Kushites in the house. Congrats on 555. Much love. Appreciate that. Press the likes and ring the bell on the way in. Absolutely. And Richie's in here. Congrats on the subs. Appreciate that. Christos as well. Good evening, Suitman. Congrats for reaching 555 subs. I remember when you were celebrating 1,000. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That's right. So cool to be up from there. That's for sure. Hexhorse 1 has landed. Hey, time to party, says Hexhorse 1. And of course, Iron Hex. Woohoo! 555. Awesome. Congrats, man, says Iron Hex. Congrats, says R23. So very nice. That is so cool. Let's play a little bit of a dance party just to lead off the show today. So let's pull up our favorite one here, our Power City, and get partying. That's for sure. Let's party up a little bit here. We've got the Power City. Woohoo! Do the 555 party. Get that in. Get the body waves. All right, so there we are. That's our dance party. That is our dance party. Let's get into it. Man, oh man, I think I just did a workout. That's the way it goes. We got Iron Hex. Woohoo! Yeah, absolutely, man. And hit the likes, says R23. Congratulations. Woohoo! There's our dance party. You know it, Brendan. Love your commitment to Hex and your content. Thanks, BEW. Appreciate that. Twerk says BEW. I'm not sure about the twerk. I'll leave that up to Richard and Jim Rat Crypto and others. They're very good at doing that. BC's in the house. They're unstoppable. Yeah. We love it. And of course, yeah, dancing out there big time. I want to party with you, says Crypto Token. I like it. Yeah, it'd be cool. Wouldn't it be cool to be at Las Vegas partying up there? That'd be so much fun. And Hex some choice. Congratulations, Superman. Appreciate that. All right, let's get straight into it, folks. So welcome. Let's get into the Hex price. Currently 4.935 cents. A nice little rally overnight. And of course, we've got the 2-day charts here. We've got 12 hours to go in this particular chart. So that's only 12 hours through. So yesterday, let's have a look at the numbers. So yesterday we had a green candle yesterday, but the low was 4 cents. The high was 4.7 yesterday. And of course, today we've got the low of 4.7. And of course, the high of 5.2. We actually got to 5.2. That's pretty nice after our big pullback here with a lot of large holders selling. We saw that in detail. We went through all those numbers. And of course, here we are at the moment. In fact, I might pull up the whale bot. I haven't actually pulled that up. Let's pull that up because that's going to be pretty interesting. So let's have a look at the last so-and-so hours. I think we've got the last 24. Yeah, so what do we have here? 3.8 million bought 20 hours ago. That's cool. We like the buyers. 4.8 million bought 15 hours ago, so that was cool. We liked that one too. 6.7 bought. So instead of the previous day, the previous day we had all those sells. It looks like we got a lot of buys coming in, and that's pushing the price up. Now some of these will be possibly swing traders and things like that, but it's good to see the buy coming in any case. So 4.7 million up there as well. We got 4.6 million come in 11 hours. So lots of buys here on the whale bot. 11 hours ago, another 14.5 million here bought. Let's have a look at this one, see if there's any commentary on that. There was parties on that one, so that's cool. And a few other changes. Some really nice buying in there. And then 7 hours ago, 5.5 million bought. So that's pretty cool. So that's the last. Those are all buys all over the last 24 hours, and we can see that green showing up in the green chart there. So that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the top of our Bollinger Band and the bottom. The top of our Bollinger Band in blue there is the top 95% of the prices. The bottom blue is the bottom 5%. So the top is currently at 7 cents. The bottom is at 3.9. The 50% mark in the red line there is the 50% of the price range. That's currently at 5.47 cents. And of course, our EMA 13, our yellow line there, is currently at 5.3. And of course, that's obviously showing a bearish chart there. But of course, because this selling off was so steep, this could end up just being short-lived. And like we saw back here, we could see it cross back over very quickly. So we might see that happen too. So we'll be looking forward to that. We're currently at 4.935 cents. And of course, let's have a look at some of our other indicators, get a bit of a clue on what's going on here. Bit of a tussle here between the buyers and sellers. And hopefully the buyers will win out and recross over. And we may have a short-lived cross, just like these crossing over here where they battle around. Hopefully we'll get that crossover here. Let's have a look at our stochastics, which gave us a clue yesterday. Remember, we said our stochastics RSI was looking good for potential trend reversal. So we'll come back to that. We got our RSI just cooling off here heading towards the oversold territory. Didn't quite get down there, of course, but it's actually pulled back to 46. But our big indicator yesterday of a potential turnaround was the stochastic RSI. And of course, we can see that this is turning around, suggesting that we're oversold and a chance to rally up higher. So looking positive at the moment on here, and that's kind of played out. So that was cool. And then we can see that in the chart. Very nice, as we say. So positive at the moment. So we'll take that, 4.9 cents, and see how we get on there. Now, obviously, from the lows here, we had the lows in June here of 2.8 cents. We actually, with that dip 2.5 days ago, we got down to 3.5 cents, which was it was people talking about new low and stuff like that. Well, we didn't quite get there this time around, and we're currently up 73% from the low at the moment. So 73% in 64 days out of 4.9 cents. And of course, we got a bit higher than that. So we'll see how we get on. We're up 83% there. So we've got a higher low in the house at the moment. So higher low back here, higher lows in here. So let's see how we get on. Let's see. Looks not too bad to me. And of course, I still think we're strongly in the window of opportunity up until mid, at least, around about maybe the 15th to the 19th September. So we've got Maximus still coming as well with the perpetuals and the team token. That's cool. Let's jump away to the markets at the moment, and BTC having a bit of a recovery at 21,581, up 2%, and ETH at 1623, up 2.88. But the big move at BNB up 6.5%, back over 300 at 302,405. So you can see that in the dark green there. So very nice, as we say. I've got to stop saying very nice. I obviously got addicted to saying it. This is the way it goes sometimes. But let's have a look at the Hedron. Actually, we're going to look at Maxi first. Let's look at Maxi because Maxi moving with Hex. So Maxi back at 8.76 cents. And we're going to switch that to the premium. You can see it got down pretty close to oversold. It's back up now, but looking pretty nice. The low of the day, 8 cents. The high of the day, 9.5 cents. What a spike that was, 9.5 cents. And we're currently at just under 8.8 cents at the moment. So pretty big range there. Let's have a look. Woohoo, there's the premium. Oh man, so the premium got smashed yesterday, and of course we were getting up to 90%. Drifted back down here on the hourly down to 87, and then of course it kicked back down here, some big trading amounts. I didn't even see that. So that's down to 75, now back up to 88%, 78% premium over Hex at the moment. So a bit of a tussle there. We've had a couple of tussles here with some big volumes. Pretty interesting. Now, what are we going to look at here? I'm not going to look at the volumes of that, but we're going to jump over to Dipcatcher. Dipcatcher had a couple of new comments to make, so it's always good to see some of his insights into the tokenomics. Dipcatcher says, what's unique about Maximus tokens compared to other ecosystem coins? That is that their entire purpose is to get you more Hex, which is great. So you mint base, you're going to get more Hex. You mint trio, you're going to get more Hex. You mint lucky, you're going to get more Hex. You mint Dexy, you're going to get more Hex. Remember, these are the 1, 3, 7, and 10-year staking pools, so you're going to get more Hex. Stake team, you're going to get more Hex, and then easy choice, in my opinion. So that's kind of cool. I like that, the way they talk about that. Dipcatcher also said, this is why Maximus DAO does the whole DAO thing. People who care the most and have the ability to launch products, take the initiative, and do it. People opt in by either participating or not, no voting required. So I like that as well. He's always coming up with some good little perspectives. So we're going to jump through some of this. Let's have a look here. I think that's probably it. So that's some of the insights coming up. So we have got Maxi coming up here. They have got the contracts for the perpetuals and team token have gone to audit. He's done the notes for the auditors, and of course they're all expecting the public test network's been on, and that's still going. We've done a couple of videos on the public test network for that, so it's bullish for Hex, very bullish. Remember the perpetuals, if they get all the bigger pays better amounts, that could be 150 million each. So we don't know what the market's going to do, but if the market goes for that and maxes out that benefit, that's 600 million Hex off the market. That's huge. That's a big deal, in addition to what we've just had with Icosa, which we're going to talk about very soon with day 7 results. So stay tuned for that. So very bullish. That looks like this is all going to wrap up by the 28th of this month. And then we should be able to get a launch announcement. Looks like the first half of September. Now, obviously, with PulseCon, uncertainty around that, we have got we'll probably get an announcement earlier, is my guess. So looking forward to that. Very nice. All right, I said I was going to stop doing that. All right, let's get on to Hedron, and let's have a look at where Hedron is. Hedron bounced back to 2,000. That's nice to see. And of course, we had the high today so far at the 2235, 2,235, the low of 1734. And of course, it's nice to see this back. Never really went to oversold territory, but it's nice to see it back here on the daily as well. So that is Hedron holding up pretty well, I think, after the launch of Icosa. And then Icosa, of course, moving around with good old Hex. This is on the hourly. We can see that it moved up to $1.54, down to $1.44 here, but it was way down here at $1.13. Got down to $1.13. I never saw that when it did that, but that's what it did. Let's go to the daily here and have a look at Icosa. So you can see Icosa here. It's kind of launched with Hex. Sometimes when coins they launch when at the pullback of Hex, so Hex had already rallied up, so it launched a different period of time, but of course Hex was rallying in the lead up to Icosa, and then obviously when the price pulled back down, we came down to $1.13, $1.16 here. So back up now though for Icosa, $1.44, pretty nice. And as we know that we've had pretty decent returns for Icosa, so we're going to jump into that in a second. So let's go. We're going to have a look at the results. This is we're pretty much at the end of day 7 here. So I'm going to refresh this, and here we go. So Icosa day 7 results. So we're pretty much at 35.62 billion points in the Icosa staking. So that's 35.62 billion points in Icosa staking. Hedron staking 63,281 trillion points. That's 63,281 trillion points for Hedron staking. We're going to look at the numbers on the blockchain in terms of the actual tokens. As opposed to staking points. Just hold on for that one. We are all SA NFT minting. Now remember, this runs for 14 days. This is the end of day 7, so we have 7 days to go. We're halfway through, more or less. So give or take, 5-10 minutes. So we're 14.89 trillion points. That's what we're at the moment. So 14.89 trillion points. So what will we get to 25 trillion points or 25 trillion points? Will we get to 30 trillion points, somewhere like that? Seems like a reasonable expectation, just doubling this number. So we'll see. And average NFT size, 1.19 billion points is the average NFT size. There are now 12,450 Watsa NFTs. Watsa! There are 12,450 Watsa NFTs. All right, that's how many there are. And that's cool. That's cool. Now, this is going to be an exclusive club. because as soon as people take these out of the pool, they will stop earning their What's NFT will be burned, and they'll stop earning Icosa forever. Remember, they get 100% of bonuses as well coming out of the staking pool, so that's a big deal. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I think we're going to get a surge at the end as well, but we're going to get into the details. So there we are, folks. That is the Icosa Hedron, and what we always say, points. We looked at the points and the number of What's NFTs. Let's go to the blockchain and see what the actual token numbers are and add that up. So cool, let's do it. Let's refresh this and see where we're at to. So 786,000 Icosa is currently in the total supply. This is basically the circulating supply as well, if you think about it. That's 952 holders at the moment, but of course we have to go to the contract and add that number up. So we're going to add 786, which is 786,000. We're going to go down and see how much is staking at the moment. So Icosa is number 8 function, so read-only function here, and it says there's 8,258,375 staking Icosa at the moment. So we're going to add that up. So we're going to plus that with 8,258,000. So that'll give us 9 million. So there's 9 million Icosa now. It's staked and liquid Icosa, 9 million. And of course, they're all earning Icosa, and that's great, right? They're earning Icosa and Hedron if they've got Icosa stakes. So pretty nice. So 9 million, we hit 9 million. Woohoo! Pump. You can tell that Icosa is relatively scarce, right? You're talking about over 90 trillion Hedron, and that's pretty amazing. So there we are, folks. That is the results for the Icosa staking. Let's get onto the Hedron. So we're going to refresh this too. There's currently 93.25 trillion Hedron. Can you believe it? 93 trillion 247 billion Hedron. So you can see the scale from Icosa over to Hedron numbers are completely different number scale there. Number bias, people like to say. There is currently 14 trillion 859 billion Hedron staked at the moment. So if we're looking at the staked here, we talked about how much Icosa is staking there. But if we look at Hedron, that is how much Hedron we've got staking at the moment. It is 14 trillion 859, which is currently worth $30 million US. So that's another milestone. 18,757 Ethereum, and it's just under 16% of all Hedron is staked. And of course, if you exclude the Origin account, Hex Token and things like that, then the percentage is very high. I don't actually have an accurate number for that, so all I heard it was over 50%, so it's much probably higher than that now. But anyway, so that's cool, looking good there. Now, if we just go to what's is on the actual blockchain too. Now we just realized that we have 12,453 Wattses. So if we go back to the dashboard here, we can see that we've got these 12,453. That's what we see on the blockchain too. 4,299 holders. So you don't get that information on here. So that's cool. So we have got 4,299 exclusive holders of What's NFTs. Remember, it's the last man standing. So whoever pulls out, whoever's last will get Icosa forever. So it's got a real big game theory, and I really like it a lot. And I think this will probably be pretty popular. So we've got scarcity in Icosa. We've got going to have super scarcity in What's NFTs. It's going to become crazy stuff right there. Very exciting. All right, so let's have a look at the HSIs at the moment that we've got. There's 1,179 there. HSIs of 483 holders, and of course we're going to jump to the Hedron deployer. And of course, when people want to when people want to get What's NFTs, they have to pay in different currencies. So ETH, WEP, ETH, USDC, Hex, Hedron, Maxi. It's kind of like the AA lobby for Hex. You put where we used to put ETH in, and mint out some Hex. So it's kind of like that. So the Hedron deploy at the moment. Let's refresh this to make sure we got the latest greatest. We've got 363 ETH in there worth $587,000. But let's have a look at the other tokens that are in there. And we can see, yeah, almost $10 million at the moment. The current prices have obviously bounced back from yesterday. I think we were down at like 8.5 million. So we're almost back up at 10 million now. 9.8 million. Don't you love crypto with the old price changes? Anyway, Hex in there. There's, oh, wow. Okay, so this is in addition to the HSI Hex, but this is liquid Hex that goes in through the Wattses. And this is 62 million Hexes in there at the moment. Wow. That's worth $3 million at the moment. So cool. It's up. Obviously, 24-hour changes and prices are up dramatically. It's up like 17% here. Some pretty nice gains. Hedron in there is 1.5 trillion Hedron is sitting in the Hedron deployer there. Is that right? Let me just double check that because I might have the numbers out there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's correct. 1.5 trillion. USDC, yeah, 1.5. USDC there is 210,000. Sorry, 2,100,000. Sorry, that's a big difference. USDC $2.1 million in there in UTC. That's pretty cool. DAI stable, million in DAI stable. Wrapped ETH there, 13.3 wrapped ETH. And of course, that's pretty decent. But the big one down here, Maximus, which doesn't have a dollar value, there is 26.6 million Maxi in here. This is the biggest Maxi holder. The Hedron deployer is the biggest Maxi holder. And of course, the big news was that it went and did a very benevolent thing and sent 1 million Maxi to the burn address, which decreased the supply of Maxi from 294.3 million down to 293.3 million. And of course, that's about 1/3% decrease in supply, which it supports a higher prices for Maxi holders, remaining Maxi holders. And of course, with the Maximus products coming up with the perpetuals and with the team token, the DAO token coming up, where Maxi is going to be used for that. 20% of that's going to get burned, and so that's going to be fascinating to see that play out because that's even more. How much is going to go in there? Who knows? So the Maxi supply is going to get more scarce too. So you can see we've got quite a few tokens that are going to be relatively scarce. Icosa is still going to be relatively scarce even with inflation because it is tied to the share rate of Hex, so is Hedron. Even though Hedron's got a big supply, so we'll have a Maximus, what's NFTs, and Icosa should all be relatively scarce tokens compared to say the amount of Hedron around, or even compared to Hex, which is getting scarcer as well over time, but still on the larger volumes. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see these play out. So very, very cool. Now we're going to jump over to the Hedron HSIs. So obviously, people selling HSIs here. So down the bottom here, selling HSIs, and you can sell them here for Icosa. Let's have a look at the Hedron whale bots that's showing all the new HSI stakes. Now, I'm presuming that pretty much all of these are going to be sold. They're all for 555. That may be an incorrect assumption, but I suggest that most of them are being sold to the Icosa contract. So we've got HSIs there for 555. We've got 431,000. We've got likes there, 100,000, 250,000, 100,000, all 555s. Another 100,000 there, another 100,000. So you can sort of see it adding up. 438,000 is there. So it's a couple of big ones in there. We're going to scroll through some of these. These are all just Hedron's trades. HSI, another 440,000 Hex for 555. So you can see how this is all locking up Hex out taking it off the market. So, I'm always talking about this, reducing the circulating supply because this is really bullish for Hex as we move into the future big time. Another 320,000 Hex staked for 555. Now the reward that people get from staking for 5, obviously they get the best results in terms of Hex yield that you can possibly get mathematically. So there's the trade-off because eventually Hex we'll be getting 30, 40 Hex per T-share, and all these people staking 555s will get that massive yield. And you might find in the future that they, given the price of where Hex may be, that they only need to sell just a little bit of Hex because they've got so much of it. That's pretty much it. So cool. Let's have a look here. We've got a couple more HSIs coming up. Just scrolling up through this. So this is 7 hours ago. Yeah. So this is the biggest HSI for the day. 1 million. So yesterday we saw 10 million was the highest. The day before I think it was 3 million. And today's the highest one gone to HSI is 1 million today so far. Staked for 555. So pretty nice for that. We've got another 440,000 HSI, so pretty decent size, HSIs. Another 429,000. So you can see they're really, really some impressive numbers coming into here. So that's coming up. We're just scrolling up, getting up to the current period now. But this is pretty exciting. I think it's just mind blowing. Another 100,000 Hex there, and away to go. I think that was the last one for the day. Yeah, last one for the day. Pretty cool. Now I add this up. Of course, you guys know that I add them all up. And of course, here we are with the addition. So I add them up. The 4.25 million through the whale bot have gone to HSIs. Of course, this excludes the smaller stuff that gets sold through the HSIs, which probably adds up to quite a bit. So this is actually a conservative number. So we're now up to, in day 7, 70 million Hex has been locked up in HSIs on the whale bots in the last 7 days that are, pretty much a 555 or close to that. Some of them are slightly shorter than that, but that's pretty amazing. 70 million. This is like beautiful stuff. And of course, you guys know I put that into my waterfall chart to monitor the circulating supply reduction. And let's have a quick look at that. haven't updated that, but that's pretty amazing, right? So 70 million, it's pretty incredible. And this is what I said to you, that it's going to have a big impact on the long-term supply, reducing the long-term circulating supply, and then supportive of higher prices. But ultimately, some of that also gets pushed onto the market, and we saw that as Hex went up to 7.4 cents. Didn't quite get as high as I thought it would get to, about 6.2, but it did pretty well. So there we are. So Zero Icosa HSI cells, they're looking pretty nice. Let's update the number for that. So what's the number? Let's simply quickly check there, 70.2. So we're going to change that to from 66 to 70. 70.2. So we're almost heading up towards 100 million. Now, this does exclude, remember, the Hedron deployer, the amount of Hex that's gone into the Hedron deployer. So if you add that up, because that Hedron deployer stuff's not staked, right? So if we go back to the Hedron deployer, all this is additional Hedron, there's additional Hex that's gone in, 62 million. So you can see it's well over 100 million Hex there combined. And, what's that, 70 plus 60? 130 million Hex. So this is pretty close to my 150, although it's not staked. My 150 assumed it was staked, although we're only halfway through, 7 days through the 14-day mint phase. And that's kind of the period that I suspected we may get up there. So still a long time to go yet, 50%. And I expect a late run at the end. So that's cool. So anyway, so that's pretty nice there. And so let's have a look at our waterfall chart with the higher number. So there we are, looking pretty good there with the 7. I just need to maybe adjust my charts. See that there we are. There you can see a bit of red there now. So that's pretty cool. And powerful stuff. And of course, we've got this coming up with Maximus. So let's see how well we do with that. But definitely reducing the circulating supply, making Hex more scarce over time. And of course, providing HSIs, and of course Maximus providing a short-term buy pressure on the Hex market as well. And we'll find out how good it's going to be over the 14-day period for Icosa. And of course, over the that keeps going on to the future, but also the Maximus as well in the near term. Looks like we might get an early September launch, possibly, and that's going to run for 21 days. Remember, for the team token there for 21 days mint phase. So nice. All right, how we doing for time? 12:03, not too bad. Let's pretty much it. That's the Icosa day 7. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Now returns have been pretty good too. For returns and Icosa. So there are a couple of YouTubers out there that have staked their Icosa and stuff like that, giving out return numbers. But they have been pretty good. So I think it's, let me just see if I've got this populating. Doesn't seem to be showing up on here. Oh, yeah, here it is. So we had Icosa getting somewhere like 0.6% returns per day. They'll probably slowly decrease over time, and of course Hedron there also over 6% as well, so it'll probably drop down. But then of course in November we've got the massive HSI auctions going through Hedron, so that's coming up. So put that into your calendar. So I think it's about the 14th, 15th, 16th, etc. Mid November onwards, we're gonna have massive Hedron auctions. We've only been having a very small ones lately. Let me make sure I'm on the right blockchain here. So we've only had under liquidations here. We've only had a couple in advances, so maybe 2 or 3 with the occasional auction. So there we are. We've only got 3 at the moment. You can times this by 1,000 or more. We're going to have particularly, I think it's the 14th, and we're going to have like something like 3,000 or something NFTs auctions here with very valuable HSIs. I mean, these are non-trivial. These are going to be, over, like I said, it could have something like 70 million in Hex staked or more coming in through these auctions. It's going to be pretty crazy numbers. And of course, they're going to go to liquidation and then be liquidated in the auctions here. Now, to get those, of course, you're going to have to pay in Hedron, and all Hedron that you if you win those HSI stacks, you get those valuable HSIs that are 15 555s. But you also the Hedron that you win with your winning bid that you use, that gets burned. Your Hedron gets burned, so that's going to reduce the Hedron inflation, as well. So cool, looking very good. We're going to look forward to that. It's going to be pretty neat. I'm just looking at some of these stats here on the old Hedron, and just looking at all the minted and borrowed stuff. So we had a lot minted, obviously, in the build up for Icosa. Everyone's minting their Hedrons are getting it staked, so that's added to the probably about 8 trillion, I think, is what it's added to the Hedron supply Let me have a look at the number again. 80, yeah, so probably about 8.5 trillion or something like that has been added to the Hedron supply. There's pretty decent additions here. You can see all the additions in here. This says it's a bit lower, but it's definitely been pretty high there. Or add in every single day. It's probably up at that number. So cool. Very, very cool. All right, we're going to get into Hex Daily Stats coming up soon. Day 993 is going to be hot off the press. So we'll get back to that. But in the meantime, we're going to jump back to where are we going? We're going back to the Hex charts here. Let me just find where they are. I'm just going to close down all the Hedron stuff. Let me close all that down. And we're coming up to the Hex Daily Stats there. We're going to close down Dipcatcher as well. Let's get back into the charts. We have not talked about the BNB and the airdrops, so we're going to talk about the BNB charts. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to get back into the chat there, make sure I'm up to date. But there is the crypto markets at the moment. GetX says, you got the move, Suitman says GetX. Yeah, from the dance. I like that. Thanks very much, GetX. How are you today, says Lies Beneath. Hello, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the 100%. And always great to see Lies Beneath in the house. We got Bob Wells. Woohoo! Bob Wells, hey gang, good to see everybody. Hexkin from Hexico. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Hexkin. Now it is currently Monday here, 12:07 p.m. on Monday, the 22nd of August in the good old Kiwi land. So we're already well into the next week now. Property Review 555, absolutely Property Review. Big shout out to you. Thanks for dropping by Property Review. I really appreciate you. DB's in the house there. Congrats, Suitman. Hey, congrats to you, DB, as well. Al Merlos, Suitman, per usual. You're the most super informative, masterful commentator for us, Xkins. Love you, bro. I appreciate that, Al. Big shout out. Congratulations to the 555. Says, check my pulse. Woohoo! Great stuff. I bought the dip. Says, check my pulse. Nice work. Yeah, nice work. 3.5 cents down at low, and we're currently at 4.9. That's a pretty nice buy. Bob Wells says, absolutely amazing achievement. 5555. Thanks, Bob Wells. Hello, Hexkin says, check my pulse. Let me have a look. Christian Colin says, is there any way I can get my hands on Pulse now? No, there's no way to get that on that at the moment, but we do know that big whales like Overwatch, Rack and Michelle are trying to do OTC deals with lawyers with people's sacrifice balances. So there is some of that going on, but of course that's for the big players there with the old legal mediation. So yeah, unfortunately, no, not this stage, unless I don't see how that would be very easy to secure, to be honest. Happy Monday, everybody. Good to see some green candles again. Absolutely, Andrew. It is looking green across the board here. Do I need to do individual stakes to build a ladder staking? Yes, you can do that, or there are mechanisms. I think there's some of the interfaces may do that for you. I think we've got a couple in the Discord under onboarding tools. I think some of them might do. I've never done it myself, actually. I've always done them individually to do a staking ladder. But we do have useful links here and onboarding here. So it's Hex Ladder Web and stuff like that. So there's a couple of these sites you could check out under onboarding, staking, and staking ladder tools. So you can check that out under useful links in the Discord. Check that out. Let us know in the chat. Of course, people like Brian might be able to help you in the chat as well if you need any extra help. Cool. Let us jump back to the markets here. So looking pretty nice. What else there? We've got Christian Cole says, yeah, in my opinion, which coin will do the best? What's that? Hex, USD, Hedron. It's going to be a hard call. Obviously, Hex is the maxi one. Last night, Hex was cheap. It was great night to buy, says Christian. So look here. Let's jump through some of these. Cross the 555 sub, says Davis. Yeah, Hex Token channel member. Appreciate that, Davis. I gave a big shout out to all the Hex Token channel members just earlier. That included you, Davis. So thanks so much. And USDC, it will be good to use on a WhatsApp. Yep. The other thing is, we talk about the WhatsApp now. Obviously, it's been quite benevolent with the maxi burn. How more benevolent will the Hedron deployer be? One must ask that question, especially with scarcity in some of those, particularly in Icosa. It's going to be interesting to see what the Hedron deployer does. And of course, there is another public callable function about burning Hedron and increasing the Icosa Hedron yield. So that's an interesting little narrative, isn't it, about what benevolence might occur for those who are in the projects. Interesting. It's a C3, no expectations from the work of others. Might be good to use a different color for the realization actuals versus projected, says C3. What else did we got there? Yes, different color. Yeah, I might look at that C3 for the waterfall chart. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. I've been probably procrastinating, so I'll look to try and do that C3. Good point. Why do we only like to win every day, says Al. I like it. Why? Yeah. Dave Down Under, Superman, Lord of the Hex community. I appreciate that, Dave Down Under. And of course, congrats, Superman, hardest working man in Hexaco. From a Burke Lover One. I appreciate that, Burke Lover One. Appreciate it. All right, let's get into the next part. We're coming up to the Hex Daily Sats in about 5 minutes, but let's get over to the BNB memes. They on the Binance Smart Chain. Now, these are getting airdropped over the Pulsechain rather than forked over. And of course, we have got a bit of a move here for Pulse Dodge. So this is it bottomed out at 2.9, so just under 0.3 of a penny. It's now trying to get back up to half a cent. So it's just shy of half a cent here. Managed to pull back. So let's see if this still got a higher low at the moment. So let's keep looking at it and see where it goes. These are all quite speculative, of course. And of course, P33 down at 13 cents. Is this a good speculative buy? I mean, it's been down at the lows here, down at 10 cents, 13 cents, but it's been up as high as 23 cents here. So I don't know. Definitely speculative, but it's definitely on the pullback side. So maybe that's worth a punt if you like speculation. IM, of course, is down we're struggling to get back up here, down at 851 here. And of course, just still higher low, but really struggling in this chart at the stage. So it's definitely going to have to try and get back up to the 1,000 again. So back up to here and it's trying to flesh itself out somewhere. Just a very messy looking chart at the moment. Cool. Let's get over to the airdrops as well. So we're going to get to the airdrops. The weight token had been, when everything else was going down, the weight token was going up. So it was kind of weird. It was up at 0.9 of a penny. It's currently at 0.6 of a penny, pretty much in the range, trading range, almost in the middle of the trading range there. And like I say, not many people have minted this, somewhere between 4 and 6%. So it's nothing much changing. And of course, there's probably about 4.4 million or so every day being accrued to people that haven't claimed. So the supply is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and well over $1 billion now. We start off at 880 million, so it's well over that. So probably heading towards 1.1 billion of these in due course. So there we are. It's scarce at the moment, of course, with not many people claiming it. Is kind of scarce from that point of view. Not many people have actually minted it. So cool. Let's get a Pulse Dodge coin at $3.95. The high of the day is $4.35. Currently at $3.95. The low of the day, $3.66. So it's quite a range there. How much is that? That's 70 cents, 70 cent range today in prices. And of course, we did get close to oversold territory. Not quite down there at the moment, but definitely it had quite a big sell-off. It looks a little bit like Hex chart, but of course, it was a bit stronger this last candle we had a couple of days ago. Got all the way down to $2.95, now up at $3.95. So it's up $1. That's pretty good in 4 days. Welcome to crypto, as you say, because that's pretty good, depending on which side of the coin you're on, right? So if you're on buying low and you're selling high, it's looking good. But if you're up high, it's a bit of a cringe, makes you cringe. Just the way it goes. So now we're still expecting staking and deflation to come for this project with the Bitcoin and Dodge Bitcoin and stuff, the dual token system. But we haven't seen anything there yet. I did check before the live stream, nothing. I couldn't see anything on that one. So cool. That is the charts. And we come up to the daily stats. We're going to have day 993 for the next daily stats coming up. And we're already on day 994, heading up to 1,000 days. And wow, we'll be 5 days away after today. So 6 days all up to until we get to 1,000 days. So we're getting there very, very quickly. The payout per day at the moment, 6.116 without any penalties. So we're going to wait for day 993 results and see how Icosa and HSIs have influenced the staking numbers as well. So cool. Just stay tuned for that. Let's jump back to the Hex charts here. We've got Hex at 4.9 cents. Hedron here at 19.92. And of course, we've got, let's pull up these. We've got Icosa at $1.45 just about. And the Maxi Premium at 78% over Hex at the moment. So there we are. That's kind of where we're at this stage. Then we leave it like that. Those are the 4 quad charts. Got a few more comments in here. I think we got one more. Have we? Al Sinhouse it. We win always because we are all one. I love you all. My dear Hexkin says, Al, nice one. Al, we appreciate that. Very nice, as we say. Very nice. All right. So, hey, let's pull up this cool interview that I did while we wait for the Hex Daily Stats. A cool interview, not that I did, but a cool interview that I've got of Richard and talking about Pulsechain 10,000x returns. So we're going to talk about that. Let's check it out. We're talking about why we always win. Well, let's listen to Richard talk about it too. All right, cool. All right, that was the wrong one. So let's pull up the real video. Let's put up the real video. I always push the wrong one there. That's the unedited version. I've got to pull up the edited one. Let's see what it is. Here it is here. All right, cool.
What Pulsechain does, the world's largest free airdrop. Which by Tom. Let's do it. If you guys have any coins on Ethereum, ERC20s, Hex Stakes, Ethereum itself, you're going to get a free copy of all that on a chain I created called the Pulsechain. You can go play around the testnet right now. Go play with your coins. Pulsechain.com. Awesome. It's going to help get the Ethereum fees down. It's got higher throughput. It's deflationary. It burns 25% or more of the fees. There's no inflation. It never mints new coins. And it's going to be the world's largest free airdrop. So people love free money, and they don't like high fees. And this addresses all those issues. It's really cool.
So I put 10,000 into it early, super early. I bought the rumor, right?
Right.
What kind of return?
I never speak about. I'm very careful as a founder. Elon Musk isn't, so he gets sued by the SEC all the time. Right. I don't have a security. There is no critical managerial entrepreneurial effort. There is no pool into which people put money with the expectation of profit so it can work with others. This is very specific legal language I'm using to show you that Hex removes the risk of securities. There is no middleman that can screw you. You always mint your own rewards. You always perform your own labor. You are the network. You are the effort. And so I'm very careful to make price predictions. And I almost never make them. I do them for Bitcoin. I do them for Ethereum. But in Hex, I almost never make them. And it's also harder to predict Hex, to tell you the truth, because it's such. The price moves around so much. Right. It's harder to predict. So Bitcoin did 690 million%, which is a 669, what the hell? 690,000x it did. Ethereum did about 20,000x. It went from 31 cents at the crowd sale on average. You could have bought it earlier and got it lower, or you could have bought the dip on Kraken when it went to like 15 cents. Now it's $1,600, was 5,000. So it did probably 20,000x. Hex did a 10,000x. I can list you a lot of other coins that did a lot of X's. In cryptocurrency, doing a lot of X's is very possible. And so could Pulse do the same 10,000x that Hex did in the same time frame, or possibly even quicker? Yes, it could. The likelihood of that event, I don't know. And that's an important number. I'm a smart dude, but I can't predict the future.
Just like you just said earlier.
Right. Yeah. So could it do a 10,000x in 620 days, 623 days? Sure, it could. That's what Hex did. So I when I invented Hex, I wanted it to outperform Ethereum, and Ethereum had done a 14,000x in 2.5 years, is what it did. It went from 31 cents to $1,400, maybe $1,500, depending on what exchange you're using. And it did that over 2.5 years. And I said, well, we've got better game theory. I coined the term pumpamentals. I don't use that term as often because people are, don't think it's as funny as they once did. And so we beat that target. And now, I look at the Pulsechain chat room, there's 60,000 people in it. I look at the Hex chat room, there's only 40,000 people in it. And Hex has been around for years.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think Pulsechain has a lot of really strong advantages in that it's easier to understand. Yeah, it's Ethereum, but it's faster, higher throughput, cheaper, and the world's largest free airdrop. And it saves the environment.
No brainer.
No brainer. Right. Like it's
this coin does something. This thing does something.
Yeah.
All right. So that is some insights around Pulsechain 10,000x returns from Richard Hart himself. And that was only about 2 days old, that one. So that's cool. All right. We got a couple comments in here. Expedition says, are we better off to claim Hedron several times during stake now? Several times during stake now to stake Hedron, or wait to the end. So I'm not sure whether I gather you meaning to if you got native hex stakes, is that what you're referring to? If you got native hex stakes and you got Hedron there, you might as well claim that and put that into the Hedron staking and earn some Icosa return on there. Is what I would say. That I wouldn't wait till the end. Just remember that yeah, it's probably the way to go. All right, what else we got there? Let me have a look here. We got Hex and choices. I stake my Hedron. I'm happy with the yield. Yeah, the yield should be pretty good. We talked about the yield earlier, and of course, it probably will slowly decline as there's more people in there, and of course, it's going to be variable too with the formulas. But yeah, it's definitely get in early is good. Brian's in house. Hey, boss, good to see Brian. A big shout out to Brian there. Thanks very much, Brian, for all you do for the channel and the community as well. Big shout out. Crypto Freedom, congratulations, Superman, on 5555 subs. You're the GOAT, says Crypto Freedom. Appreciate that too. Brennan in a stake in house. He could say the same game theory for PLS6 as well. True, Brennan, true. Around Pulsechain, yeah, agree. Someone tell me PulseX will reach 1 cent within a year of launch. Yep, definitely. That's definitely possible, man. I'm excited. Now, people are talking about 10 cents a dollar and things like that, but I'm just thinking about 1 cent at this stage. As I said to you, if no one sold their PulseX and we get to 1 cent, that's 11,500 millionaires made on paper. So there we are, and way to go. Now, and I think it was what I say, 2,300 on Pulsechain. So it's pretty cool numbers there as well. And of course, on PulseX, I think what the numbers 18, I think it was 18 billionaires on paper would be made as well. So some pretty big numbers. Now, obviously, everybody can't sell down at once, just like every other market in the world. That's just the way it goes. But you only, if you're that rich, you only need to sell a little bit, right? That's pretty much it. All right, cool. Let's get back to the Hex Day stats. Hey, we're waiting for day 993. It's not off yet, not out, not printed yet, but it's probably coming up pretty shortly. We're coming up to 53 minutes on the live stream. So we're going to come back to that at the moment. BTC at the moment, 21,500 and Ethereum at 1,600. Now we've got the markets opening up this week. So they'll be opening up over the next 24 hours. So when I get to my live stream tomorrow, we'll have some stock market and financial news data as well for the Monday. But at the moment, crypto is just killing it. Now, crypto's the best, right? 24/7. We don't shut down. There's no working days for good old crypto. It just keep pumping along 24/7. It's kind of cool like that. It's kind of cool. All right. Very nice. Let's go back. No, we still haven't got the Hex Daily stats out. We're waiting for that. And of course, here we are currently at 5 cents on Hex, or 4.9 on Hex, 19.92 on Hedron, $1.45 on Icosa, and Maxi at a 78% premium. Like a boss, we say. Like a boss. We're going to wait for that to come up. We're just going to leave it on there for a second. Pulse players in house. Congratulations to the only. I appreciate that, Pulse player. UFO has landed, says UFO. Nice one. Appreciate that too. Very cool. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, there are new sacrifice balances out at the moment as well. We had those come out just the last day. I'm not sure if they've done any more. There were a couple in a row, which is kind of interesting. Where's my PulseX site here? I've got so many sites now. Let's go to the validators, and I have to switch to Pulsechain from Ethereum, and let's go for sacrifice checker. So we have got a new sacrifices. If you haven't checked out, the last one is the 13th of August, and we had a couple in a row there, 5th of August and the 2nd of August, because there was a big gap between the last one, 25th of June, and then we had a massive gap, and we've had a couple of new ones. So if you haven't checked it out on your sacrifice balances, maybe you got spreadsheets, you can double check them now. 13th of August. So I need to put that on the community tab. I didn't end up doing that, so I need to do that. Cool. Now, let's have a look at the stakes, Hex stakes at the moment. These are the global stakes for the next year. So this is the global stakes, meaning everybody's stakes that are staked Hex. And you can see that we have this big candle coming up, and this one here coming up on the 1st of September. It is 1,230 million. Now, that used to be about 700 million, 750 million. Obviously, with the previous stakes that we had coming out on I think it was the 2nd or 3rd of August, they got restaked, and it looks like they just jumped on top of this one here on the 1st of September. We also have a pretty decent stake here on the 11th, which is 417 million. And of course, we have a lot of these reasonable candles up here, a couple hundred million in these candles. And these are a lot of the short-term stakers, and they just keep restaking and scraping interest. They slowly get diluted by the share rate as the share rate goes up and to the right. So that kind of happens there. And this is breaking down. We used to have billions of these heaps of these candles with billions in them. We only got one candle now. And of course, slowly over time, these are breaking up as well. People got different options, right? They can sell them, they can hold them liquid, they can just keep restaking, short, medium, long term. Some people are holding for Pulsechain. Some people, there's all sorts of sort of stuff happening there in terms of people's liquidity. But we can see that, this kind of candles we've got here in January next year. We've got sort of candles, these ones here, 277 million. This one here in January 14th is 308 million. So we've got a couple of these candles sitting in here around the new year. And then, of course, we've got quite a big gap here. Look at us all the way through April, May, all pretty low here. And then we don't really have a big candle at the moment until we get to this one here, which is the 24th of July, 405 million there. And then at the back end here, we've got a little one here, 128 million. 26th August 2023. So it's going to be fascinating to watch these all break up. They're going to continue to break up, and it's going to be fun to watch over time. But of course, they're going to keep scraping interest and so forth. So cool. Let's see how that goes. Let's jump back to Hex Day Stats. Day 993, hot off the press. Woohoo! Pulse Player says, congrats, it's the only Pulse player. Congrats, Hex Token. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. If it reaches 10 cents, I'll buy you a Lambo, says Ivor. Like that. I like that. We all like the Lambos. Actually, I probably prefer a Tesla, to be honest, because Lambo's too fast. They're both too fast. I'm not really good at driving too fast in cars. That's probably about it. Congratulations, says J-Pon. Hey, Jump On. Appreciate that. Big shout out to you. And UFO says, anyone see the mini Hex pump as a baby bull trap for a big dump, says UFO. Well, we'll find out. Let us know in the chat if you want to respond to that. All right, so day 993, hot off the press, the 21st of August, and we're at 4.9 cents on the snapshot, up 15%. That's not bad. And of course, here we've had all these decreases here. We've had really big volatility in the chart. We did end up, if I go back to the Hex chart, we did end up, let me put the overlays back on. You can see the long-term resistance there. We ended up popping above it. This is the second time we have done this, by the way, and then we've been smashed back into the resistance. So into the resistance of long-term. So now this long-term is actually going to be wider now. I have to actually change it because we've got a new high point here. So just unfortunate, but we'll get out of it eventually, maybe very, very soon. So keep watching out for that. I'm going to have to reset that. But that's where we are at this stage. Cool. Let's get back to this day's stats. We saw 2 days in a row, nice big increases. We'll take that. Thank you very much after those big decreases. So cool. Let's see where we're at to at the moment. Payout per Hex, 6.157 today. Now, obviously, Hex is mainly about getting T-shares. So, getting that yield and staying in long. Now, over time, people are going to get more people, I think, that will, especially that have been around for a long time, that will go, oh, man, I should have got more T-shares. Even though they're getting a copy on Pulsechain, the problem is that both the people that hold the T-shares now are the ones getting the copy on Pulsechain. Okay, so it's kind of like that. So people are going to have two passive incomes, not just one, right? So if you look at it that way, so the share rate up today is 0. We're up 23,231, and the T-share rate $1,141. Like I say, with these two things, the only way to get them cheaper is to stake longer. When you stake your Hex gets burned. Gets destroyed, and of course you get to mint that back at the end of your stake period, or whatever that might be, plus the inflation that you earn, or the reward that you earn. And of course, every year that you stake, you get 20% more in your effective bonus, and of course, therefore, you will end up at 200% more over 10 years. So you can get this for a third of the price, basically, is the other way of looking at it. So a third of the amount of Hex and a third of the cost if you stake out 10 years. Now, average stake length, 6.56 years, so it's gone up too. Obviously, with all these HSI stakes, absolutely like a beastie boy. They've been lifting up the average stake length. Very nice. The annual percentage yield rate, yield and emergency in-stake penalties. Now, the yield is the inflation from Hex. That is currently at 37.98% for the average, remember. which is 6.56 years staking. Liquid pool there, 221 million, 0.4 million hex in there. Man, that's down dramatically. Look how quickly that went down. Now, we obviously probably had some liquidity pool changes as well, but we've gone from 280 million hex in there to 221. That's pretty dramatic. And of course, the amount of USDC in the pool from 11.9 million to 13.5 million. Nice. Very, very cool. Liquidity in the pool is now 1,303, up from 1,139 yesterday. And let's have a look at the T-shares. T-shares down 882. We've now got 10,456,000 T-shares. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. We've got the reward pool with inflation and penalties in it, and we have the ownership pool with T-shares in it. If you change those two around, then the Hex payout per T-share changes around, right? So pretty cool. All right, let's jump away. Low inflation, relatively low inflation there. Not much change with the circulating supply. Average stake percentage of coins, 9.63% of all Hex is staked. Remember, the vast majority of Hex is controlled by an operational unit called that I call is my operational unit, the Origin accounts, and of course that controls most of the supply, so probably something like 90% or thereabouts. All right, so cool payout, and I've probably got about 13% of this stake coins at the moment, which is probably about 7.3 billion Hex, somewhere in that ballpark, because there's about 60 billion staked if we looked at it here. Actually, I don't talk about the stake number here. It's actually, just under 62 billion Hex is staked at the moment. So there we are, which is 9.63%. And the OA has probably got around about, 7.3 billion of that. All right, so cool. The penalties today, 750,000. So, decent day, but not over 1 million. So not too bad. Let's have a look at the key numbers, though. Staking numbers up 276 to 105,537 stakers. So that's really cool. And still early days, still pre-viral. Current holders, 308,856, up 136. And of course, someone said yesterday, imagine if we tripled these numbers, they'd go, pretty much getting to 1 million holders and over 300,000 stakers. That'd be pretty cool. Very cool indeed. So imagine the price of Hex with that sort of demand be insane in the membrane. You wonder how Bitcoin got so high. Well, that's how it happens, doesn't it? The total holders up 497 to 487,562. We're so close to 12,500 away from 500,000 total holder numbers there. So very nice. In any case, it's day 994, 33 minutes into it, and we're counting up to 1,000 days. After 1,000 days, we will be counting up to 1,095, which will be the 3rd-year birthday for Hex, and exciting. Look forward to it. It's going to be so cool in December, and we have the highest of stakes probably coming out somewhere in that time frame, maybe December, January, somewhere like that. Should be cool if all goes well. Now, they are currently in distribution phase, meaning they're sealing deals. They have to go through intermediaries, so like our sales agencies, and then from sales agencies, they get to talk to the streaming companies like Netflix or Disney or wherever it's going to be. Got to remember that the highest of stakes, though, is Emmy award winning. So they've got basically a golden ticket to get in through the front door of these guys because of who they are and what they have achieved already, which is pretty cool. Let me just scroll down here. You can see some of the accolades here. 5 Emmys. They're basically like a golden ticket to get through the front door. It's like, hey, we want to talk to you about this film. We got 5 Emmys. You know how we're doing here. We got 5 Emmys. We want you to listen to us. You're going to listen to us. We got 5 Emmys. All right, cool. So nice one. That is coming up there. That is pretty nice. We're up to 1 hour and 5 minutes, and that is the Hex Daily Stats. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's see how we're going here. We've got Hex at 4.9 cents. Hedron has gone back over 2,000, so we're at 2,029, and we got the premium Hex at 78%, and Icosa at $1.45. So that's kind of the overall markets, with Bitcoin at 21,500 and Ethereum at 1,600, all looking a bit greener today, especially BNB, but 6% back over 300. That is a really cool result for sure. All right, let's leave it on the Hex chart, get rid of the overlays, and let's pull that in and see if we've got any more comments. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell for future videos. And definitely, if you want to join as a channel member, support the channel as we head towards 10,000 subscribers. You heard it, 10,000. That's our milestone. And we've got little step stones between that, of course. But there we are. Our next target, of course, is 6,000. 6,000 is our next target, but a big milestone is well in the future. But hey, when Pulsechain comes in, everything's going to blow up. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Let's go into some of the comments here. Let's have a look here. We jump back down here. I think we've got we have to come at the JPON there. Hex Benedict says, ever notice Hex USDT chart compared to Hex USDC chart is a penny different lately? Maybe some good arbitrage if you had a blue bot there, Hex Expedition. That Pulse player, lucky him. Yeah. You'll get what you're given, says Ivor. Sacrifice is better than smoking, buy and burn with an airdrop. Yep. My Lambo in Queensland will need a bull bar, says Ivor. I like it. The Hex wall going up again. Yeah, I probably should start pulling up liquidity charts actually on the liquidity charts. I might start doing that. Think about that one. What's going on with the PulseCon, says Scott? Yeah, well, apparently we were going to get my last update. This is my understanding. My last update was that based on commentary on the Power City live stream yesterday, was that T-Money was going to give an update on Twitter. So I don't know if he's done that or not. So let me just go to PulseCon, see if we can pick up anything on that. But apparently he was going to give an announcement about whether it was still on or in what capacity it might still be on. So apparently all the hotel bookings were going to be honored. So I think that was still going through. And of course, the KSB TV were along with Power City, we're going to be keeping up all the other satellite events that were on. They're going to be on anyway. So cool. Let's go to PulseCon. Where's PulseCon here? PulseCon. Now, I covered that yesterday around all the meetups that are happening with KSB TV, all the parties that are on. Let me just go to Twitter. I might find something here on Twitter. And I don't know if the website been updated. Let me have a look at the website. Don't see anything on this here. Let me jump over to here. Let me have a look at this one. 18th here. Nothing's updated on there that I can see. I'm not sure if the Team Money's got stuff on this one, but nothing on the official PulseCon. And I think KSB TV. Let's jump over to KSB TV while we're here. KSB TV. What else we got here? KSB TV is going to Vegas, and this is where we'll be during the week of Labor Day Masters. Yeah, so this is what's coming up. We've got on the 5th there the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament. We've got the DeFi on the 6th, the DeFi 60 Ladies in KSB TV. This is the Rect Pleb Cabana pool. Then on the 7th, the Power City Pulsechain Community Party is going to be on. It's open doors. And then on the 8th, Happy Hour Leaving Las Vegas meetups at the Gatsby's Cocktail Lounge and Resorts World. So that's new because that wasn't there yesterday. The other thing is that Nagabo's also got a party. He's going to be holding a big party as well, as I understand it. So that's coming up too. So cool. I'll post that in the chat there if you guys want to spread that around because it's probably pretty cool on that one. So good question. So that's my current understanding. So we're still waiting, as I understand it, for T-Money because obviously it's not quite Monday yet, US time. So hopefully we'll hear something about that. Otherwise, I have not heard anything. Let me know in the chat if you have heard anything around PulseCon that I have not mentioned. Good evening, Monica. Hey, Monica, good to see you. Hi, all from South Dakota, says Sam and SB. Hey, SB, appreciate it. Big shout out to Hex Token channel members. What's up with the supply of PulseX at launch? Okay. So it's if you exclude the Origin and Sacrifice accounts, it's going to be about 17 trillion is going to be in the public hands, if that's what you mean, Arizona. Hex will become an institutional investor DeFi asset in the near future. Watch for it. A Uniswap already without any use case. I like how he's thinking there, UFO. Just logged on. Pulsebader's in the house. Hey, Pulsebader, good to see you. As always. What else there? Andrew Reynolds, Funding Jim, and Nugget did streams on PulseCon this morning. And both say it will go on, but not in the current venue, but confirmation needed from T-Money. So that's pretty similar to what I was saying. But thanks for the extra insight there, Andrew. Big shout out. What will be the supply of PulseX launch? I think we covered that one. What else there? the Dip Catcher has a new post, is he? Let's go check that out. Let's get it off the press with Dip Catcher. Let's go. Bam. Let's look at the post here. I guess we've got a couple of posts here, so 15 minutes. Let's go. I think those ones there, just trying to make sure I'm up to date. I think they're up to there. We have the most amazing community. Thank you to the Gladiators, spending their time and energy to help Maximus grow and push the limits. And we like that. Strength and honor. We'll retweet that one. Team-based stake 1 just ended. If you participated, go to the redeem page in the perpetuals. So we actually have done that. So we're going to do that live. There we are. This is all unexpected, unplanned. Thanks, Hex Force 1, for that one. We're going to cover that. Let us switch over to, I know we're on Pulsechain, so that's cool. And redeem your face melting 1.0002 hex per base. You can also leave it to auto compound into the next stake. Try redeeming and minting. So cool. We'll spread that again too. Let's go do it. I'm pretty sure we've got it there. So what we were actually doing, I've just got to remember what we're doing here. Testnet base stake 1, base stake 1 there. Go redeem page. All right, so we're going to redeem, and let's see if that comes up. Did I? Oh, actually, no. Actually, I don't think I've got any. I haven't got any. Sorry, I have not got any. This is the step that I missed. I did not do the redemption there, but that is out now at the moment. So cool. I didn't have any. I don't think I had any base or team because I unstaked it all. What I did was I staked it all, but then I showed how to unstake and all the rest of it, and then I forgot to leave some in the staking. So that was my bad on that point. If you stake test team, you can now redeem your rewards for the first staking period. Each team gets 7.3. So we did do that. And let me just jump over to that one. So we didn't do this part, but you can actually do that. You can redeem now if you have done any of these test stakes. But I didn't. So I ended up undoing it. So let's go to Maximus. I think this is the one. Team token. We can do this part though. So cool. We'll spread that around. You can now redeem your rewards for the first staking period. Each team stake gets 7.3 Hedron, and the bigger pays better bonus yield shared with team for such a small short stake is smaller than the minimum divisible units of Hex. So there are no Hex rewards to claim. Okay, so we've got some Hedron though. Let's just pull this in. Pretty sure we've got this year 2. Was it just year 1? Is it just year 1? I bet it's just year 1. Is it year 1? First staking period. Yeah. So problem is that once again I extended my stake, so we don't have a year 1 stake. Otherwise, we'd be able to redeem it. I didn't think through that when I was doing it at the time because I was showing the functionings of ending stuff and things like that. So just the way it goes. Unfortunately, I can't show either of those two things. So we can test the Hex reward claim properly. Please send testnet Hex to the testnet base contract. The contract will think that Hex came from the stake, so it will include it in the bonus sharing calculation. So we can test the Hex reclaim reward claim properly. Please send testnet Hex to the testnet base contract. Base contract. It will think that Hex is there. So I'm not sure if through we can. Let's go back into this one here and see if we can do that. Might be able to do that one. So both steps I wasn't able to do just because in my previous tutorials I did it differently. This is a shame. I think we've already got Hex in here. We've already got Hex in here already, so I don't know. Got Hex in there. First Maximus needs your permission to interact with the Hex. So I'm not sure if that's what he's asking us to do there, but let's have a look. We can text Hex reward claim properly. Please send testnet Hex to the testnet base contract stake contract address. The contract will think the Hex came from the stakes, so it will include it in the bonus sharing calculation. No, that's not going to work out for us either. I don't think so. Cool. Let's jump past. I think that was it. So nice. Now, I have been on testing it. I know Brennan, you may have been testing this, or anyone else there. You can do all those extra things to help out with the testing. So to go and do that. Unfortunately, I was not able to help there on live stream. Just the way it goes sometimes. All right, cool. Thanks for the heads up on that one. And of course, we'll find out about PulseCon, I guess, officially on Monday, the US time here, not Monday Kiwi time. That's coming up. What else we got there? Dave Dana says, when Pulse, let me go back to the charts here. When Pulse and PulseX launched, do you believe I would get better than 10x the launch price in the first day or two, says Dave Down Under? Well, a lot of us are expecting to see quite a big price push up and of course 10x has typically been used, but I think we might have a bit more resistance to that, depending on when it is. So we'll have to find out there, Dave, closer to the momentum, what the atmosphere is at the time. But definitely expecting a big rise up and then a big pullback, and then off it will go. I don't think it's going to stay around for long in terms of the price. So definitely possible. Congrats on the sub, says Double Blessing Cupcakes. I appreciate that. And thanks to RH, I will be a boss, says Al. Nice one. Great boss in the world as RH is Al. I'm at to say bye, says Dave. Dave done that. Bye. Yeah, I will definitely accumulate the pullbacks there, Dave, on Pulse and PulseX when it launches. 10x, yeah, no problem with the buys on that point of view. You just got to hold long enough. That's all. What should we use to hold profits if USDC stable or stable coins in general are at risk? You could use other ones, possibly DAI, possibly just other stables, probably DAI. I don't know, possibly. I don't know whether, I don't think LUSD is going to get supported, so probably DAI, something like that. In the other cases, in 4 to 6 weeks after Pulsechain launches, we're going to have USDL, and I think that's going to permeate most of the pools in terms of a native stable coin for Pulse. So by the time you get profits, probably USDL will be available in the market. 100 Hex PLS in a few hours, says Al. Yeah, I'm not quite that bullish, but certainly I think that 10x is definitely a possibility in the short term. Hart is definitely someone I see breaking barriers. NBA's John Wall endorsing Hex arm sleeves. Nice one. Yeah, I like that. I'm in about 40 minutes late. Congrats on the 5555, says Bob Fish King. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it really is cool. A cool party. We hit the 5555. Superman says that's a big mother, says Mexican Hexen. Yeah, what else there? Yeah, I said that the other yesterday, didn't I? I will no longer be bullied. I will destroy all Hex haters with a boom and a bam, says Al. Maybe PulseCon could be a successfully camping party on the outskirts of Vegas. Campfire charts and tequila. Yeah. Let's hope for the best with the old PulseCon. It's a little bit disappointing, to be honest. But of course, we are soldiers and we will just power on. The blockchain just keeps going, right? The blockchain just keeps going. I'm going to have to go into your videos and look for videos about Team Maxi. I need to learn how to do step by step to jump into action. Yeah, I've done a couple of videos. Those on the Christian. I've done one. I've done Maxi in a nutshell. There's probably a couple little items that have come out since then, but also done some walkthroughs as well. So check that out. There's at least 2 videos on Maximus. I've done walkthroughs. Cool. Let's get into it. We're going to wrap up. We're up to an hour and 18. So let's wrap up on this one. We've got Hex at 4.9 cents, looking not too bad. Let's hope that we have a little pullback and start zigzagging back up again and get no false little bull flag there. And of course, away we go. We've got Hedron currently at 2031. We've got almost a 79% premium over Hex with Maxi, and $1.43 for a Icosa at the moment. And let me know in Discord if you've been enjoying your yields on Maxi, on Icosa and Hedron, because I think they've been pretty attractive. And November's going to be absolutely exciting for the HSI auction. It's going to be mind-blowing. They're really going to be good. Cool. Okay. Welcome. What else we got there? Bitfinex is in the house there with the fires. I like a Bitfinex. And is 100x possible in 1 year for PLS? What do you think? Yes, that number I can definitely feel reasonably positive about there. Music Addict. Love me my daily yield, says L. Nice. Yeah. People have been really happy actually with the Icosa Hedron daily yield. Now, obviously, it's going to start off really high. The first day was really high, and it's going to pull back, down to the yield at the moment is still really good. So you expect that. That's just the way it goes. UFO says, keep up the good work. Hex Token, great content, and I'm off to the dentist for a drill. Nice one there, UFO. Wish you all the best with that. All right, so let's wrap it up. We're going to play out some cool music instead. I've already played the Power City one, so we're going to play the Liquid Loans one. How about that? It's pretty decent. It's not quite as upbeat, but it's a pretty decent one. The Liquid Loans. So let's do that. All right, enjoy yourself. So I'll be back in 5 hours' time for the second live stream. I'll see you all then. Take care, everybody. dollar cost average, set those limit orders, and away we go. Pulsechain is 1 day closer. 1 day closer. All right. Let's see you. Bye for now. Take care.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar, but in this case, you are actually going to have regret.
I mean, you're scamming everyone.
Richard Hart, he's got a history of being called the spam master.
There's some weird things going on with his coins.
Making one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we have ever seen.
Hex coin is 1000% a scam coin.
People are going to lose money because of you.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked. Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate. The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. Like, it's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I went
Like, all what?
all over house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%, and they're going to be the people that own half everything.
Join Hex Ladies at the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament on September 5th, 2022. This event is the official kickoff to PulseCon Las Vegas. Individuals and teams of 4 of every skill level are invited to party with us on the golf course at the renowned Revere Golf Club. There will be 2 shotgun start times. This is an event you do not want to miss. Come mix and mingle with golfers and influencers from all over the crypto space. Visit ksb.tv/golf for more info and to donate. You can also donate to Hex Ladies on Cash App.
2, 1, swing. That's looking good. Oh, yeah. That's in the hole. Whoa. That's in. That's it.